Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage. It's kind of cold today. I actually pulled out a couple of hats. I didn't know if I should wear one or not because besides it being cold, you might see that I have some scratches on the top of my head. I was shaving my head. I actually am bald, but I get, a little bit of hair around the side and things. And I was shaving my head, and I guess the razor that I was using last night had a little burr on it, so it scratched my head. I had no idea until this morning, and it looked like I got into some type of fight with a cat. So I have a beanie and a hat, and this hat is one I had to order from Amazon. It's absolutely gigantic. It's because my head is huge. I mean, I can't wear normal hats, so I have to buy like specialty hats. But you know what they say about guys with humongous heads? That's right, humongous hats. I also got a beanie, which I used to. In fact, I know it's here somewhere. It might be in my safe room, but I have a Kel-Tec beanie that a subscriber sent me. But I couldn't find it right now. But my wife brought me this one with a, what is this, a C? I have no idea who this is because I do not follow sports ball. So I have no idea if this is Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland. I don't even know if it's football, baseball. You know, it's funny because I've been making these videos about that CEO of United Health, and people are all upset that he was making $10 million a year. They're like, how can somebody make $10 million a year? And when I see this beanie with whoever this is, reminds me about my, I don't want to say disdain, but my dislike of sports ball. It doesn't matter what sport it is. And if you like sports, I don't care. We can still be friends. But it's funny because these athletes will get paid 15, 20, $50 million to throw a ball around the field or kick a ball around. Nobody has any problems with that, you know. But when it comes to actually somebody that's producing a good or a service, man, if they make a couple $1,000,000, oh my God, you know. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. But anyway, we are out here tonight for a upcoming projects video. Now, if you're new to the channel, and I know I got a lot of new subscribers who are probably going to be disappointed when they realize I am boring. I'm boring, and this is just supposed to be my behind the scenes channel where I talk to my biggest fans, and hopefully if you're subscribed to this channel, you're subscribed to my main channel where you get to see me review and shoot guns. And this is a segment that I show off guns that I have in for review, and I've been working very diligently and very hard at some lately, and I was able to return a lot of them to my friend D, who has a very nice collection. And once again, he had a few for me to borrow, and I have to thank him as always for his time and for also, filling out the paperwork and putting me on his gun trust because I get to shoot and review some pretty darn amazing things. I was going to make a joke that I was a little bit mad at him because this time I think he kind of let me down because he let me borrow some real cheap guns, like stuff that's like just above Kel-Tec, but you know, he doesn't have anything like that at all. So let's talk about the guns we have into the channel for review. And by the way, when I do get these reviewed, these videos will probably come out on the main channel next November or December. That's how many gun videos I am ahead on right now. So anyway, let's start off with the B&T SPR300. And by the way, too, I realized in last night's video, the chair that I'm sitting in is squeaking. I have to put some WD-40 on it, and I forgot to do it before this video. So please forgive me. I'll try not to have the chair make too much noise. But I'm sure B&T is now rolling their eyes at me holding this gun because I love B&T. I'm a huge fanboy of B&T. I love pretty much everything that they make. But the last couple of things I've had through the channel, I've had some issues with. And they've actually called me and we've had some discussions and things. And I've actually had some very nice communications with the owner of B&T, Carl Bruger. I think it's just a great company. Just a great company through and through. But I'm sure some people have had some negative interactions with them. I mean, that's every company. But anyway, they're probably like, oh God, he's going to review another one and find a problem with it. I always joke that I am like the story that people say about the Marine Corps. When they say, you know, if you take two Marines and a ball bearing and put them into a room and come back an hour later, the ball bearing will be broken. Well, I love B&T, but for some reason, when I go to the range, often I'll find something wrong and the gun will be busted. But I love B&T, and this is the SPR300. So I have reviewed the SPR 308, and I started the review on the 8.6, and that was the one that I had some issues with. So I'm waiting to get that one back to finish the review on. But this is the one at 300 Blackout. This is an integrally suppressed bolt-action rifle, and like always, it exceeds my expectations when it comes to its looks and its build quality. I think that this is probably one of the nicest bolt-action rifles out there, and having this one chambered in 300 Blackout is going to be pretty awesome. These suppressors that B&T manufactures for these are absolutely gigantic, so you can only imagine how much suppression we're going to get out of this. And by the way, you might hear me clear my throat a little bit in this video because I think I'm coming down with something. Just a little throat thing. It's all it is. Woke up this morning with a sore throat and apparently scratches on top of my head. So here we go. This is the suppressor. I mean, take a look at that thing. You know, gigantic. The barrel's really not that long, but the APRs are known for exceptional accuracy. So here we go. So what a cool rifle. So I'm pretty much going to approach this one from just a long distance range and review it like I have the other bolt action guns I have in the past. But yeah, this is not a cheap firearm. Pretty awesome, super high quality. I'm really excited to get to review this one. All right, I'm going to set this one aside here for a moment because I got to clear some room on my workbench. All right, next one. Man, we got two firearms in my favorite color, FDE. Let's start off with, I don't know, this one here. So the next one we have is another Noveske. And this one is in, I believe, 6.5 arc is what it's supposed to be in. I don't think I've reviewed any Noveskes in that caliber. And that is a beautiful, beautiful AR. Noveske is a company that I really like, and I've had great experiences with all of their guns. You know, they're another high-end manufacturer. My usual complaint with them, though, is that when I feel the receivers, the handguards, and so forth, they just feel thick. And I always assume that these are billet, you know. It just feels like they're just machined differently, and the metal is different. Like, they're heavier than what they really need to be. But I cannot complain about the fit, the finish, and the quality. These guns have been absolutely amazing. I think my favorite Noveske I've ever reviewed was the Space Invader, the little 9mm SPR pistol thing. Oh my gosh, that gun is awesome. I really want a Noveske Space Invader. I also like their naming conventions. But yeah, this one is the, let me see if I get it right here. It might not be on this receiver. This is the Batwing is what they call this one. The Batwing. So, another awesome Noveske. And on the front end of this, we have the, man, my eyes, I am telling you guys, I'm getting old. End of the day. But I know this one is marked on the receiver part of it. This is the, oh man, I can't read that. Looks clear, but anyway, something technologies. What is this one? Contact Application Technologies. Artesia, New Mexico. Is it Contact? Was that where they? So it's okay. So I thought CGS was an Artesia as well. So I can't tell you the model. It's on there, but I have to get like a magnifying glass. Really, it's really tiny. Looks like this is another 3D printed suppressor from them. So feels like it's going to be like titanium or Inconel or something of that nature. But this is going to be probably another awesome review. This one I will probably review as a defensive carbine, and I will take it to the 100-yard range just because the way it's set up. So I think a lot of people might buy this if you're really into the 6.5 arc. So yeah. All right, so let's put this one down. And let's go on to the next one. Now, the next one is going to be I think the first of two parts because, as I told you, D has an amazing collection. The next thing is the SIG Spear, and this one is in 277 Fury. So this one is kind of the commercial version of the XM7 that the United States military recently adopted. So it's in that new caliber, which I don't think they're going to keep, or I think they're going to use it. I just don't think they're going to keep it for that long or maybe put it into frontline service. I really feel like the infrastructure of the United States military is so built around 5.56, and it's a superior cartridge for CQB type of operation that 277 Fury, or what is it, 6.5 by 51, I think is the technical designation, is a little bit overkill. And this is definitely a heavy rifle. And with the suppressor attached, and that's one of the SIG suppressors, this thing's a beast. You know, I have a feeling that this is going to be, I don't know, say not as fun to review, just because of its weight. It's probably going to be pretty soft as shooting. Now, the thing I was telling you about this was probably going to be the part 1 of part 2, is D also owns one of 50, like exact copies of the XM7. So he has like the version of this with all like the right markings exactly as was used in the military trials. So he said that I can make a from the vault video on that one. That's a very rare and very expensive gun. So I will be able to do that as well. But I will get to shoot this one, which is probably going to simulate the experience. And I'm really excited because I have not shot 277 Fury yet. So this is going to be really interesting. But this is a big, heavy rifle. And the suppressor model, see, I can read this one, is the SLX MG, and it says 6.8 millimeter. See, I can read that. I'm just telling you, the way that one's printed on that suppressor is hard to see. So, there it is. SIG Spear 277 Fury. I'm excited about that one. See, I told you these are cheap rifles, like one step above Kel-Tec, huh? All right. Now, last. Now, this one is like a small 22, okay? All right, here we go. Oh, you guys have been saying I need to review a SCAR. So here it is, the SCAR 20S. This one is in the chocolate chip camo. I really like this. And this is a factory job because all of the FN markings are clear. It's not like it was Cerakoted over it. And so that's pretty darn awesome. I have not reviewed any of the SCARs yet. I do own a SCAR Light, or the 5.56 16S. I've actually never shot it, believe it or not. It's one of the original Belgian ones. I know they make them in the United States now, but I've always kind of thought it was kind of a collector's piece, so I've never shot it. And the story on that one is, I remember I was in the market for one. I was like, you know, that'd be a cool rifle to have. So I made a post on it's a website here in Texas where you can, you know, buy and sell stuff, and firearm related stuff. And because here in Texas, you don't have to go through like a FFL necessarily or any of that. You can, you know, but you can have private sales here. And so I was like, hey, I'm looking for this. And this guy contacted me. He's like, yeah, I bought this like a year ago, kept it in the box, and I'm going to a big poker game in Oklahoma, and I need some cash. And so he sold it to me for way less. I mean, if I told you what I bought it for, okay, no, it's okay. It wasn't like, you know, half off or anything. Okay, maybe I'll tell you. I think at the time, they were like, oh, geez. I think they were on the store shelves for like 25, 26. And I think I picked it up for 2,000. But that one's in 5.56, flat dark earth color. But this is one in 308. And I've never shot any of the SCAR 17s or the SCAR 20S. And so that's going to be awesome. And as you can see, D knows how to outfit his rifles with fine optics. So we have another optic here. This is one of the Vortex, but this is one of those super high-end ones. But we also got a Night Force scope over here. And what do we got on that B&T? I'll have to go check on that one as well. But yeah, and then on the front of this thing, we have a Thunder Beast suppressor. Man, this is a big boy. Man, what a heavy rifle. So obviously I will be spending some time at the long distance range with this. I got to find a good bipod for this one. But I'm excited about this one. So the SPR300S, yeah, in the chocolate chip camo. So these are upcoming projects here at the Texas Gun Vault. And I'll probably get 2 videos out of this one because whenever I have a gun that is a little bit different, a little bit special, that maybe there's not a lot of content on how to disassemble it, I'll also do a field strip video. So I'll probably do a field strip video of the Spear and the SPR300S. So yeah, so that's the upcoming projects. Let me go get that B&T, put that back here on the workbench. And there we go. Yeah, so if you guys know guns, you guys know I got some amazing stuff to review. And I always tell people I'm just an average gun guy. I know some people say, you're not an average gun guy. Look at the stuff you get to shoot and review. I know, but I'm lucky and I'm fortunate. And I try to produce content for average gun people from an average gun guy's perspective. And I hope that you guys notice, and hopefully you like, that I'm not one of those guys that, you know, tries to play off like I'm something I'm not. You know, I tell you, I'm just an average gun guy. I'm not a competitive shooter. I'm just like you. I don't do, I was never in the military, never in law enforcement, so I don't do the whole role play stuff where I put on plate carriers and night vision goggles, go out there and do pull-ups with an AK in the tree. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't pretend that I'm, you know, preparing for the end of the world, okay? I'm just someone that loves firearms, loves the mechanics of guns, loves learning everything there is to know about them, from just, you know, ballistics to optics to mechanisms, to just the way they finish them, to the way they make them. It's just, to me, I just love to learn everything there is to know about them from that mechanical side of things. And so I feel that I'm very blessed, and I like to make long-form content because that's the kind of content that I like. You know, one of the things that people that have recently found my channel have been saying is, you blabber on too much. You take too much time to get to the point. And I'm like, well, that's how I make content. You don't have to like it. I'm not here to give you your 15 seconds of information and then go out and blow up a pumpkin full of tannerite. That is not what I do. This is more of an intellectual channel, you know, and a lot of people are going to think that's boring. That's fine. And that's why when people say, oh my gosh, your main channel only has like 26,000, 27,000 subscribers. Yeah, it's why. Because I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to get a million subscribers. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm just somebody that does this as a hobby. But I will fully admit that I am the most blessed firearms gun content creator on YouTube. Hands down, nobody else gets to shoot the guns that I do. Nobody else has been as fortunate as I have been. I don't feel like I deserve any of the credit that people give me. And honestly, it's been a humbling experience. So anyway, that's the upcoming projects. So let me know what you guys think. And sorry that I opened this video on a little rant about sports ball, you know, when it comes to this little beanie here. Because, as I said, a lot of people are all upset about that CEO. And they're like, oh, he made $10 million. How dare him? And I'm like, you guys go and support, you know, people like that throw a ball around a field for half a year and complain. And sometimes they're like, oh, my ankle hurts. I have to sit out half the season. And they get paid millions and millions of dollars. You have no problem with that. But man, somebody that has a job, can't have that. But anyway, I almost, by the way, did a rant on insurance companies today as well. On this channel, because we talk about more than just guns here. But I wanted to talk about how I think people misunderstand what insurance companies really are. They're not charity organizations, and that healthcare insurance companies in our country have evolved into something that is, I think, unsustainable. And the example I always give is that if you have car insurance, which I'm assuming if you have a car, you have car insurance. I know I do. you don't go to the gas station and when you fill up your tank, you expect to get reimbursed from the insurance company for your gas. That's not what you pay the insurance company for. You pay them for catastrophic liability coverage. The car gets damaged in an accident, or it injures somebody, or you're involved in a major accident. It doesn't pay for a new engine. It doesn't pay for tires. It doesn't pay for gas. But yet when it comes to our healthcare coverage, we think that, you pay $300 a month and that then you expect them to every month to pay out $12,000 for coverage. It's like, well, they can't stay in business. They're a business. They're not a charity organization. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. That's for a later time when the emotions are not so high. But anyway, what do you guys think about the amazing firearms I have here on the table? And let me know if there's anything about any of them that you think I should mention or talk about or focus on in my reviews. So that's it. So if you made it to the end of my video, the word of the day, what do we got here? Word of the day. We're going to say optic is the word of the day because all these firearms have some pretty darn nice optics on them. Oh, and the optic on the B&T is a Schmidt Bender. So another super duper high-end scope. So yeah, optic is the word of the day. I know you watched to the end. And thank you for joining me here. And if you can handle me being boring and long form and long-winded, welcome to the Texas Gun Vault and the Texas Gun Vault 2. I'm glad to have you, but I'm not changing. I'm not here to be famous. It's just me out here in my garage talking to my fellow gun enthusiasts about guns. So, as always, thanks for watching.